pretty gloomy, pretty pissed off, it seems, a lot recently for whatever reason, and he's getting an insanely strong contain. This is going to be really hard to break, and trying to defuse all those mines, unable to do so, just using that Zealot is going to just die. Not going to be able to do much else, and I'm going to need those Arbiters, going to need that Stasis and those Cloaking, really take advantage of the fact that there's no way Firebit here has more than 2 combat stations. I assume he has them. I didn't look out, I just assumed that he would have an Academy and scans by now, just seems sense. Makes sense. But even if he doesn't, he's got enough turrets that he's going to have a decent amount of detection. And it looks like Best actually wrapping around with the shuttle, and I don't think he's going to have much success coming in for the back. There's turrets everywhere. So if he's trying to do Zealot bombs from the back, not going to work. And just leapfrogging tanks is SKT1. And that shuttle going down is going to be really painful. And it looks like Speedlots have just finished. Going to try and get in among the tanks. And actually able to get in among the northern tanks. It looks like one of them is going to go down. But there just might be too many tanks. There's too many tanks right now. And without the Arbiter, it's just not enough. Just not enough. Too many tanks. Too much firepower, really, for Best right now. And Firebat Hero is just doing so much damage. The equivalent number of tanks to Dragoons, and that is never good for a Protoss player. And he's got some Vultures coming in here to follow up as well. And I'm doing a good job of microing his tanks, keeping them alive as long as possible. Vultures going down, or I'm sorry, well, Vultures and Observers both going down left and right. And Firebat Hero actually is doing a really good job with his push, although with his reinforcing Zealots, this might be enough to clean up. But there are some reinforcements coming in for Firebat Hero as well. And we'll see how much, if he's able to break out. This is going to be really hard for him to break out. I haven't seen an Arbiter yet. Maybe he doesn't have the money to really afford. He went for the breakout, push out right now. Hasn't really been spending on Arbiters. And there's a nice little mine drag there, able to pick off 1 tank, but costing himself couples Zealots in the process, and only 3 Dragoons again. There's the Arbiter. Finally has an Arbiter and an unrallied Gateway, and probably spamming mostly Zealots right now. We saw Dragoon there, but probably spamming mostly Zealots. And there's some scans as well. So the Arbiter cloaking tech is not going to be as effective because of the turrets, and also because he's going to have enough scans, extraneous scans, that he should be okay. And should be able to just throw up turrets and keep pushing forward. Firebat here with some very nice play here with this 5-fact push. Really taking on this 2-base play extremely effectively by Best. And yeah, Best is just really hurting right now. Not even a second geyser right now for Firebat Hero. Just spamming units, just wants to end this now. Spamming units, even producing Marines at this point. Those Marines are going to be able to at least bother that Arbiter. The Arbiter has a lot of shields and health, so it'll take a while for just a couple Marines to take it down. But, you know, it is an eventual thing. Nice little diffusion going on there, picking off a lot of mines there with a with an SCV, or not an SCV, with a Zealot. But these tanks now in range of the Dragoons at the rally point, and this is going to be tough for Best. His rally point is going to be getting shelled constantly, and that is just never fun. And these Zealots being picked off before they can ignite any of these mines, and I think Best is actually going to lose this game. This is ridiculous. I can't believe it, but it looks like Best is going to lose. Firebat Hero was just a really strong push right now, and continuously pushing forward, continuously producing turrets that are going to be bothering these Arbiters, and bringing more SCVs into the fray. This is some really good play by Firebat Hero, and another push coming in here from Best. Going to try and pick off some tanks, but there are still some Vultures and some mines in the way. Those the SCVs and turrets really getting in the way of the AWACing there. Best can't just AWAC. He's going to have to micro as much as possible. And that engineering bay also providing vision and being annoying in general as well. So a lot of good play here from Firebat Hero, splitting up his tanks. A very strong push. And it looks like the probes are being pulled away. That is just about the end of the line there. And Firebat Hero able to get all that ledge. Did not know that ledge could shell the Nexus, but that is probably going to be the nail in the coffin here for Best. That siege tank on that ridge is going to be able to take out his natural expansion. Although it looks like he's going to go for a counter recall, going to try and win the game with a recall. See if he can do it. If he can get into those factories, take down a lot of those factories, maybe, just maybe, another turret there. Gets the recall in before the turret is able to take him down. So he's going to be in among Firebat Hero, but Firebat Hero can just unsiege at the natural expansion, just plow right into Best, and has already taken down the natural expansion. If he can just defend, if Firebat Hero can defend, he will win this game. It looks like he's pulling off SCVs, and it looks like, I can't tell how many units are left. There's still some Zealots left trying to pull off as many mine drags as possible. Best microing this as well as he can, pulling as many Dragoons around as possible. Doesn't look like he bought an Observer, and I don't think, or if he did, it's not alive, and it's going to be so hard for him to deal with mines. So many Dragoons going down, and this is getting cleaned up. Firebat Hero is going to take this game against a Protoss player, against one of the best PV tiers around. Firebat Hero is going to take this just with his reinforcements. Going to be too many units, I think, for just 3 or 4 Dragoons left.
for Best to really take this down. So Firebat Hero is gonna win. We'll see how long it takes Best to GG. Could GG right now. His entire bases are his entire attack force is done. He's only operating off of one base, whereas Firebat Hero is operating off of two nice quality bases, and he's got siege tanks still shelling the natural expansion. Looks like Firebat Hero actually unsieged and retreated. Interesting. That's an interesting move by Firebat Hero, unsieging and retreating. Thought he would unsiege and attack and really just dominate the contain. But he's gonna probably have time to reset up his contain here. Mines being diffused, but still some more tanks being brought in, some vultures being brought in from the back as well. And I just can't see Best having the economy. He's got 2 arbiters right now, and he's spamming zealots, and his main is just about mined out. Got like 50 minerals total left, and I just cannot see him having the economy to really win here. It looks like Firebat Hero might even be giving up his position on the other side of the ramps. Of the bridges, might actually just go to his side and just sit there. And I wonder if Best remembered to save up the 400 minerals to build another Nexus, or if he's just going to long distance mine. Either way, it's not very good. We got Arbiters shooting at tanks because, well, they need to, and there isn't anything else that can get up there right now. The Zealots have just been dying too consistently, and Best is long distance mining right now, which never a good thing to see when you're long distance mining at only like 15 minutes into the game. Just not real pretty to see. Looks like the siege tank is going to go down to 2 arbiters worth of shots, which is kind of funny, kind of entertaining. Best trying to stand in this as well as he can, but it's just not enough at this point. Those mines are going to be deadly. Best just can't afford to be even losing Zealots right now. A lot of stuff dying for both players, but Firebat Hero, the Terran player, can actually replenish his troops faster than the Protoss at this position, which is just an amazing thing to say. It's just such a thing you don't say or see very often. Looks like Firebat Hero has actually been skimping hardcore on SCVs, hasn't reproduced them at any point. I thought he would have at some point started reproducing SCVs. Looks like he has in his natural expansion. Oh, big mine going off, picking off tons of probes as well. And Best still continuing to just long distance mine, just trying to stay in this. And really surprised to see him doing this. Really surprised to see him sticking in here. Firebat Hero, we'll see if he decides to do any in-game ceremonies. We're getting to that point that he probably could do a forward command center or something. It's not really a close game anymore. We got stasis going off on vultures, and I got a hiccup there. Oops, hiccup. But yeah, it's either a very, very good thing or a very, very bad thing when vultures get stationed. There's the forward command center. Best being a little bit punished here for not GGing and being adding a little bit of insult to injury is Firebat Hero. And you know what? Usually I don't like Firebat Hero's antics, but I love him here. Best kind of deserves this. Best really does deserve this. He did this against Flash too. He just had arbiters and just stayed in the game longer than necessary. Yeah, Flash kind of toyed with him first, and Best had a reason to be at least a little bit unhappy with his sticking around, but this is just ridiculous. He is so dead. He is long distance mining out of his natural expansion. Firebat Hero can do whatever he wants. He should just go battle cruisers, or I don't know, go Firebats. Come on, Firebat Hero, go Firebats at this point. Best is making me a little bit upset. I'm a little bit unhappy when, well, I'm actually very unhappy when players don't GG when they should, especially this late. And Best clearly has lost. Firebat Hero has this game in the bag. He's wandering around the map right now trying to see if there's like a random base that he missed, and like that's why Best is staying in the game, but that's not the case. There's absolutely nothing going for Best, and Best is deciding to stay in it anyways, and this is pathetic, actually. This is getting to the stage where you're just like, are you serious? Well, I mean, yeah, this Archon picked off a couple tanks, but please GG. There's GG from Best, and Firebat Hero, I kind of hope he does a little bit of a dance. Let's see what happens here. I kind of hope he has a little bit of a celebration, because just wagging his fingers a little bit there, going on getting 2 wins in a row, this time against a Protoss. And I'm sure Stork and Jambi are like, hells yeah, we don't have to take on Best. Now we need his Firebat here to take out Bisu, and hey, we won't have to play any PvP. I'm sure Stork and Jambi have both been preparing for their PvP just because top 2 players for Con, Protoss. Top 2 players for SKT, well, Protoss Terran, but the third is also Protoss, so you got 4 of the best Protosses around in this series here. And we got some Firebat here giving out some goodies to the crowd. Very, very nice. Good guy. Maybe he's not as annoying and bad a guy as I think or have said in the past, but you know, seems like he's sobered up recently. Maybe some losses in to a lot of players recently. He's kind of hasn't been playing that well. Maybe those losses have kind of sobered him up. And he's been
pretty cool here. And I gotta say, throwing giving out some stuff to the fans, some great play against Best. Pretty cool. 2 wins in a row. We're going on to the third set against New Tornado. We'll see if SK decides to send out Bisu or not. That could be actually, is probably their next option right now, is go to Bisu, possibly go to Fantasy and go for a TVT. But one of those two options is really all they've got left, and they don't want to leave either of those two players on the bench in a Winners League format. So I'll see you all in the next set.